What's up guys, Joseph Rakic here and welcome to episode 8 of my YouTube series Grow Time. Just to give you a quick update of where I am, we are coming to the end of week 3 of my bulking phase. Started this journey at 83 kgs and I'm currently sitting at 88, I think 88.1. I'll put a video on the screen, I just weighed myself this morning. Calories started at 3,300 and after 2 weeks I bumped it up to 3,500. So next week, next Monday, I'm bumping up again, as every 2 weeks we are making a 200 calorie increase. So calories go up over time. Today, this video is going to be a leg workout. I'm going to take you through a brutal leg workout. We're going to a new gym. I think they've got a pendulum squat there, so I'm excited to try that out. But yeah, it's going to be a great video. Stick around. Unfortunately, my cameraman can't make it today. He broke his dick. So yeah, I'm gonna have Mimi as my camera girl today. She's just there on the couch. I'm not sure if you can see her.
To your cameraman, that's not why.
It is. So yeah, she's gonna be the camera girl today. Very soon, I'm gonna have my pre-workout meal and make our way to the gym. Quick pre-workout meal.
I found money.
No, that's my money.
Machine. That's mine now.
That was mine in my pocket.
Your pocket now. That's mine now. I got the stain out of your top.
What was the stain on it?
It was a huge black stain. Did you not see it?
No. Thank you. Alright, so pre-workout meal. We're in a little bit of a rush and it's like an hour until we train, so I'm going to eat this in the car. Anyway. Right.
Oh wait, this has just started to record.
What do you mean?
You haven't been recording.
I have.
No, you haven't.
Babe, I push it on and off every time. This is not my car ride.
It's a concert. Easy go.
Oh, good.
One of you was about to get murdered.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Wow, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's cool in here. Alright guys, for this leg day workout we started off with barbell squats. Reason being is because barbell squats is one of the best exercises, in my opinion, for building big quads, hamstrings and glutes. We did have a little bit of trouble trying to work out how we get the racks in the squat sorted. We're having a little bit of trouble getting it in the hole, but after about 5, maybe 10 minutes, de-sorted it. So we could continue our leg workout. Now what we did for this leg workout, we started off with 1 plate on each side, and then we increased the weight by adding a plate on each side for every set that we did. As the weight increased, our reps decreased, but the total rep range that we're using was still pretty high regardless of the weight that we had. Now when I perform my barbell squats, I like to go right the way down deep. This way it activates the hamstrings and glutes a lot more. I call it ATG, which means ass to grass. So right the way down and then power up through your quads, hammies and glutes. Second exercise was a pendulum squat. Now we actually came to this gym specially to try out this machine. It's such an awesome piece of equipment and you don't see it at most gyms. But this pendulum squat machine here, it allows you to sink right into the weight and then drive up with everything you have. And this was actually pretty damn heavy. We only went, I think, 2 plates on each side and it felt like I was squatting 180 or 200 kgs. But yeah, definitely destroyed my legs, and my legs were feeling it a couple days later with some extreme DOMs. Yeah, we did about 6 sets on that in total, and we did drop set the last set, removing a plate every drop. Third exercise, we went on to lying leg curl. Now, I prefer a lying leg curl more than a seated leg curl when it comes to developing my hamstrings. And I pretty much would have to say this is my favorite exercise for really targeting the hamstrings. I just do a curl just as I'm doing a bicep curl on my arm. Last set for this, just to increase the intensity and add the stress on the muscle, we did a big drop set. So that drop set was about 5 drops in total. And yeah, each drop that we did, we decreased the weight. So So it got lighter, but it didn't necessarily get any easier because we were fatigued. Fourth exercise is leg extension. Great exercise to isolate the quads. Basically, we did the same thing here. We started off light, high reps. We increased the weight on every set that we did. As we increased the weight, the reps decreased. And then, of course, we had to finish off with a drop set once again. Now, the reason I like to do drop sets is basically just to add more stress and more tension to the muscle, because the more stress and tension we can add to the muscle, the more muscle fibers we're going to rip, therefore the more growth we're going to get. Providing our diet is on point, we're consuming enough protein, getting enough rest and recovery, and everything else is on point. I completely forgot how much sets we did on this. We just went until we pretty much couldn't do it anymore, and we just filled the legs up with as much blood as possible. And you see me there, I was just giving D a few spotted reps. We then met a JRF client, which was pretty cool. Always love seeing my clients out and about in the gym. So if you are a client and you ever see me out, definitely come up and say what's up. All right, fifth exercise is a leg press. Now this leg press was pretty cool. You can press it individually on each leg by pulling out the pin. We just did it normal, however, as our legs were pretty damn fatigued at this point. Now what we're doing here, we're not going too heavy, but we are focusing on a high stress, high rep set. So I think most of these sets were around 20 to 30 reps. And when your legs are already toast, already fatigued, it's definitely a killer. So yeah, we smashed it on this, basically leaving nothing in the set. And then yes, of course, we had to finish off with another drop set to bring a lot of pain. After smashing the quads and hamstrings, we went on to the calves. First exercise was a standing calf machine. Reason I like this is because it allows for a good stretch. I can stretch the calves out, and then I can get a good squeeze and good contraction. And that's what I really focus on when doing a standing calf raise. Stretch and contraction. Now the way we did this, we did 3 sets back to back, and then D did his 3 sets back to back, and then I did my 3 sets back to back, and we did a total of 3 giant sets each. So basically, I do my set, I stop and I rest for literally 2, maybe 4 seconds, and then jump straight back in for my next set. So yeah, 3 sets back to back equals 1 set. And that's either called a cluster set or a giant set. I usually refer to it as a giant set. But yeah, that definitely made the calves burn, and hopefully that is going to get some calves to grow. As you see me, I'm looking pretty fit, but the workout's not done yet. We've got to finish off smashing these calves. I'm not sure why Mimi's filming my ass here. I'm training calves. There we go. That's a little bit better. This exercise was standing calf contraction, so we can't get a good stretch, but we can get a good contraction, and that's what we're focusing on. Last exercise for calves. Yes, of course we had to drop set it, but what we did first, we slowly went up in weight. So just starting off on 1 plate and then adding weight each time, really focusing on just getting those calves to work and getting those calves to move that weight. And then our final set, we did a massive drop set, which was a whole lot of fun, and basically tried to bring as much pain to the calves as possible, get as much burn, because at the end of the day, no pain, no gain. So yeah, this was a pretty awesome leg workout, guys. I've got my partner D there spotting me, so every time I got to failure, I would rack it, and then he would drop one of the weights off to a lighter weight, and then I would do the same for him. So it basically gave us less rest and recovery time, which is not ideal for me. But if you want the muscles to grow and respond, you have to put them through something that is pretty uncomfortable. So the weight gets lighter and lighter, but like I said before, guys, it's not necessarily getting any easier because you're getting more and more fatigued, and they basically get to a point where the muscle does not want to work. But hey, at the end of the day, we are trying to destroy the muscle, so the body is like, oh shit, I have to grow and adapt, get bigger and stronger, so next time I can handle this type of stress. So there you go guys, that was the leg day workout. Now I want to share 5 crucial tips with you that'll help your leg growth. Number 1 is train your legs once a week. I see a lot of people, they don't make progress in their legs, they don't get the results that they want, so they end up training their legs 2 times or 3 times per week, thinking that is what they need to be doing. I disagree with that. Yes, there can be certain training phases that you go through where you train with more frequency. I do it myself, but for the most part, and where I've made the most gains, it is just training my legs once a week and completely smashing those legs as much as I can, and then giving it a full week to rest, recover, and most importantly, grow. Because what you have to understand is when you're in the gym training, you're breaking down the muscle, you're ripping the muscle fibers. It needs time to grow. So smash them once per week, let them grow, and then smash them the next week. And that's what I have found has worked best for me. So if your legs are not growing, definitely give that a go. Number 2 is train your legs with extreme amounts of volume. What I mean by volume is lots of exercises, lots of sets. Basically, legs, in my opinion, respond best to an absolute beating. So do 5 sets, do 6 sets, do 7 sets on squats. Same with the leg press, same with the leg extension, and just completely annihilate them. The goal when you're in the gym, when training legs, should just be to destroy your muscle as much as possible. Your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. And the more you can damage it, the more you can destroy it, the more the body is going to respond to that by being like, okay, shit, this workout was brutal, this workout was hard. I now need to grow these muscles bigger so that it can adapt and handle this type of workload next time. Next crucial tip is go ATG, which means ass to grass. So if you're doing squats, if you're doing leg press, if you're doing pendulum squat, hack squat, anything, you want to be going ass to grass. That means coming right the way down, sinking into the movement, and then pushing up. Coming right the way down, sinking into the movement, and then pushing up. What this does, it activates all the muscles in your legs, your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. If you're doing 3/4 of a range of motion, stopping short of going right the way down, it won't be as effective, and you're not going to maximize ripping all those muscle fibers, and you're not going to maximize your leg growth. Now that brings me to my next crucial tip, and it's kind of the opposite to what I just told you. That is use partial reps. Now what I mean by use partial reps is, yes, you want to go right the way down, ass to grass, as I just said, but only use 3/4 range of motion on the way up, not for everything. So if you saw my video, I was doing full range of motion squats, right the way down, right the way up, right the way down, right the way up. But the last exercise I did, leg press, I was using partial reps. So I brought the weight right the way down, but I only went up 3/4 of the way, and I didn't lock out my knees. I stopped short of lockout and then back down. And I just kept that constant movement. And what I was doing is I was doing that for a reason, and that reason is to keep the stress and the tension on the muscle. We also did high rep for that one, it was 30 plus. So you're just putting that muscle under a lot of stress. The more stress that we can apply, the more results we're going to get. Now if I use a full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up, basically the quads get time to rest, recover. That's great when you're doing heavy weight and you're trying to overload the muscle with heavy weight. But because this was my last exercise for this leg workout, we weren't focusing on heavy weight. We were focusing on stress and time and attention. Basically trying to overload the muscle with as much stress as we can. That's why I was doing 30 plus, and that's why I was doing partial reps. Keep that blood in the muscle, keep the tension on the muscle. Fifth and final crucial tip that I want to share with you is stretch post-workout. Now I don't mean post-workout as in finish your workout and go and stretch right away there and then. I actually disagree with that now. I say stretch post-workout as in later on in the day, sometime after your workout. Because we've just trained, all the blood's in the muscles are tight, the muscles are full with blood. We want that blood in the muscle because that's going to absorb all the nutrients, the amino acids, and it's going to help with recovery and growth. So we don't want to stretch it out right there and then. But you do want to stretch it out later on. So what I usually do, if I train legs, I will stretch out my quads, my hamstrings, and my calves, and my glutes at the end of the night before I go to sleep. So it's usually at least 5 hours after I've actually done my workout. What that does, one, it's great for recovery, it's great for stretching the fascia. Now, someone with tight fascia will actually have a harder time growing muscle because that fascia is tight, preventing the muscles from growing big. Someone with loose fascia has more potential to grow more muscles, or bigger muscles I should say, simply because there's more room for that muscle to grow because that fascia is not so tight. So stretching post-workout 4 or 5 hours after your workout is such a good thing. So if I train legs, I'll stretch legs. If I train chest, I'll stretch chest. And that's really helped me get some size and get some growth in my legs. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed the leg workout. Try it for yourself. Let me know how you go. I'd like to hear your feedback, so drop me a comment. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next episode, but before you do that, if you need help with a meal plan, workout program, cardio routines, ab work routines, whatever, I can get you in the best shape of life. Click the link down below for more information and more details. See you later guys.